It is your favorite auditor, audit them, the one who encourages you to audit them. It is your favorite auditor, audit them, the one who encourages you to audit them. Audio loud and clear. If everybody would please hit the thumb up upon entry. We are going to be doing another study. We're going to be reviewing some Illinois compiled statute here to begin with. And we are also going to be going over black law definitions as well. So without further ado, we'll get right to it. Let's peek here at the comment section. BJ Allen, hello there. Joe Cole, hello there. BJ says, hey bro, I got a video for you, the rest of my coworker today. Which one are you referring to, BJ? So here we're going to get right to it. We're looking at 735. 735 ILCS 51109, verification by certification. This is for affidavits. Unless otherwise expressly provided by rule of the Supreme Court. Whenever in this code any complaint, petition, answer, reply, bill of particulars, answer to interrogatories, affidavit, return of proof of service, or other document or pleading filed in any court of this state is required or permitted to be verified or made sworn to the verified under oath, such requirement or permission is hereby defined to include a certification of such pleading, affidavit, or other document under penalty or perjury as provided in this section. Sometimes the screen gets oh, here we are. Yep. Okay, great. If you will please kindly hit the thumb up, we will get this message broadcasted further. So with that being said, whenever any such pleading, affidavit, or other document is so certified, the several matters stated shall be stated positively or upon information and belief only, according to the fact, and the person or persons having knowledge of the matters stated in the pleading, affidavit, or other document certified in accordance with this section shall subscribe to a certification in a substantially the following form under penalties as provided by law pursuant to section 109 under the Code of Civil Procedure. The undersigned certifies that the statements set forth in the instruments are true and correct, except as to matters therein stated to be on the information and behalf as to such matters the undersigned certifies as aforesaid that he verily believes the same to be true. Okay? Any pleading, affidavit, or other document certified in accordance with this section may be used in the same manner and with the same force and effect as though subscribed and sworn to under oath, and there is no further requirement that the pleading, affidavit, or other document be sworn before an authorized person. Any person who makes a false statement material to the issue or point in question, which he does not believe to be true, in any pleading, affidavit, or other document certified by such person in accordance with this section shall be guilty of a Class 3 felony. Alrighty, looking here at the comments. BJ Allen says, Linwood Police Department did not want to identify and they arrest him. Oh, wow. I wonder what that's all about, man. Invalid request is on site. Showcase audits. Hello there. So, this is the quick affidavit here under the Illinois Compiled Statute section we are also getting into Black's Law Dictionary as well. We are going to be going through some of these definitions here. And with that being said, if anybody has any definitions in mind, just leave it in the comment section. Here we are going to be defining a variety of words. Alrighty. This does take a little time to there's so many pages in here that sometimes it takes time to scroll in. See here, give me a second. Hey Teresa, how's it going? Alrighty. Oh, salute to you, invalid request. Yeah, that's the spirit there, man. That's the spirit there. Got some, well, here, let me continue here. Enter. I'm going to the enter section. Hey, Rebecca, how's it going? Alrighty. Enter. Yeah, this is a 1,944 page document. Again, it does take some time to scroll here. Yes, and diddly deed, the weather is starting to become beautiful here, starting to warm up in the city. And how's it going across the pond there? Where is it at? This is still in the insurance section. Wow. Let's see here. Here we go. Interdict. 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 To forbid or restrain. Okay, who does that? These third-party security guards. To remove a person's right to handle personal affairs because of mental incapacity. Imagine that. A a what are those called? Those security guards. Yeah, allied. Alrighty. Any comments on the civil rights violation by the current? Uh, I'm I'm not too familiar with that. There, if anybody in the comment section wants to intervene. Alrighty. Okay. Present interest. A property interest in which the privilege or possession or enjoyment is present and not merely future. An interest entitling the holder to immediate possession. A trust interest in which the beneficiary has the immediate beneficial enjoyment of the trust's proceeds. A trust interest in which the trustee has the immediate right to control and manage property in trust. That's definition 3 points of the present interest. Here, if anybody does have any suggestions or comment, any definitions they'd like to look up. I remember Yardi came in here and he said he needed a couple words defined. If you could remind me if you're in here. Randy says, any comments on civil rights violation by the current president? It's unconstitutional. Where they, I think that it's some of the things are not fully investigated. It's just like fear tactics for the masses. But the people, they just go off what they see on the news and rumors and stuff. Nobody really knows unless there's true stories that people are being detained with no warrant. That's been happening. All that unconstitutionality has been happening. Here now it's just pumped up a bit, or. But what specific unconstitutional violations, civil rights violations, do you speak of? Interest analysis technique. A method of resolving choice of law questions by reviewing a state's laws and the state's interest in enforcing those laws to determine whether the state's laws or those of another state should apply. Also, what's that termed? Yeah, also termed governmental interest analysis technique. Let's see. Prejudgment interest. Statutorily prescribed interest accrued either from the date of the loss or from the date when the complaint was filed up to the date that the final judgment is entered. Prejudgment interest is calculated only for liquidated sums. Depending on the statute, it may or may not be an element of damages. Okay, alrighty, well. Let's see what else we have here. People seem to be okay with civil rights violations, said Randy, but the current president, but get mad at cops, or seem to be okay. Yeah, well, I don't know where you're getting that data from. Jack is on site. Is a immigrant, a person. I'm not sure. You know, I would have to look at the protections that a immigrant has in the United States. I haven't read that portion, so I really can't speak on that. You know, everything has its you know, there's laws, rules, yada yada. Okay, interlocutory of an order, judgment, appeal, or interim, or temporary, not constituting a final resolution of the whole controversy. Also termed mediation. Alrighty. Interlocutory. Intermediate scrutiny. Intermediate scrutiny, 1974 constitutional law, a standing lying between the extremes of rational basis review and strict scrutiny. Under the standard, if a statute contains a quasi-suspect classification, such as gender or legitimacy, the classification must be substantiated or substantially related to the achievement or an important governmental objective, also termed middle-level scrutiny. Okay, well, some words you would think you know what they mean, but they have a totally different... By the way, this is 9th edition Blacks Law, and I think this one is from 1990, if I'm not mistaken. Either 1990 or 2009 edition, one of the other. Alrighty. Randy's saying, latest joke, if you are standing in front of Home Depot with a lawnmower in one hand and a rake on the other, you have to ID crime or not. Well, you're coming up with your own fallacies, but that's none of my business. Like I said, you know, all that's documented. If there are codes and shit applicable, then, you know, it's going to be investigated. The question is, this is the big question, do outsiders, asylum seekers and or immigrants have a right, the same rights that a natural born citizen has? That's the question. I'm not sure. I haven't read that agreement. I haven't read that portion of the law. But that's a good question to ask, because hey, if an asylum seeker or an immigrant has the same right as a natural born citizen, then they shouldn't be on these new news stories that keep popping up on the ABC7 and CNN. Oh, another guy got his doors kicked in. He's getting sent back to, yada yada. So hey, if it's justified, it is. If not, then it's unconstitutional. But who's the person actually doing the research on that? I'm not looking into that part as of right now. I got my eyes focused on, Illinois right now, and things of FOIA nature and stuff like that. But that's a great story, and I'm sure that that'll make a lot of new lawyers, maybe, protecting immigrant rights and shit like that. Randy's saying, will you comment on Elio's business? Well, what you just described there, that's unconstitutional. So I would not agree with that from somebody who has an oath of office to not go against, to uphold the Constitution. So I'm not going to contradict myself. If you're claiming that he's violating the Constitution, I won't agree with that portion. But then again, where are you getting this data from, Randy Davis? Where are you getting all that data from? The bearded photographer is on site. Yes, and diddly deed. Brandon Mitchell's in sight. Brandon Mitchell, hello there. Brandon Mitchell says, audit them. Did you see they would not give Warren Sapp public records in Colorado because he refused to ID? I did not see that one, Brandon. If I'm not mistaken, he is a football player, and he had some run-ins with the police who violated his right. But if you want to tell me more about that, I would love to see that. Refuse to give public records for ID. I'm not sure about Colorado State. Free Palestine. What's normal is on site with a current wrench. Hello there. Jack Off Jack says Brandon Mitchell is a stalker. Is Brandon Mitchell stalking truth, or what is he stalking? Christmas decoration? Who is he stalking? Settle down, children. Settle down. Classes in session, children. Settle down. International person. Speaking about asylum seekers. International person, an entity having a legal, personally, and international law of who being a subject of international law enjoy rights, duties, and powers established in international law and has the ability to act on the international plane. Alrighty. Yep. Jack, Brandon, he's not Tommy V, but he's close to a Tommy V. Tommy V might be the #1 modulator, period. Brandon Mitchell's close. I remember that time Brandon Mitchell confirmed denial for the second time from his city hall. First they told him hogwash, no, we're not going to give you any of the records. Then he told them, well, you have to only redact a certain portion and provide the rest, and they still doubled down and denied. Good. Good, good. Now they're concealing public records is what I never told you, Brandon Mitchell. Now they're concealing public records, and it's intentional or reckless. So thanks for coming in here now so you could start scribbling the next chapter. Brandon Mitchell, he claims he trained Tommy V. Oh man, that's a big leap. Yeah. You gotta raise your right hand and tell that in an affidavit. Alrighty. So, where was that at? Interpalatio. Interpalatio. Latin. Demanded. Interruption. Or demand. It's a demand. Let's pronounce this again. Interpellatio is a demand. Excuse me, sir, Mr. FOIA officer. A demand. Interruption. A demand for a payment of debt or for the dissonance or decitance. Again, this is not legal advice. Please don't try this at home. From a course of action, an interruption of a process of the acquisition of title by possession, the institution of a legal process or appeal. Interpleader, a suit to determine a right to property held by a USU. I wonder what USU. Here is the man we spoke of. Yardy is on site. Man, Yardy comes through. Oh my God, man. Yardy, I mentioned you mentioned you wanted 2 words defined. I forgot what those words were. We are on Black's Law and you are here right on the right time. Thank you so much for that generosity. So, interpleader, a suit to determine a right to property held by a USU. We got to define USU. Disinterested third party called a stakeholder who is in doubt about ownership and who therefore deposits the property which the court to permit interested parties to litigate ownership. Typically, a stakeholder initiates an interpleader both to determine who should receive the property and to avoid multiple liability. Oh, wow. Interpleader is a form of joinder open to one who does not know to which of several claimants he or she is liable. Okay, well. We're skipping through it. Hey, Aussie Nation, hello there. Interpolation. The act of inserting words into a document to change or clarify the meaning. Interpolation, right? Interpolation. The act of inserting words into a document to change or clarify the meaning. In a negative sense, interpolation can refer to putting extraneous or false words into a document to change its meaning. Oh, wow, that's what some of the defalcators do. An editorial change made by one of the compilers of the digests and the Justinian Code. The compilers made insertions, deletions, and juxtapositions in the texts, but made few real changes in the substantive law. Person and must. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're going to look those up. Must, I think, is also shall, but we are going to look those two words up. Let's finish up in this chapter here under the I, under inter segment. And we will get right to those. Person and must. Alrighty. And Yardy, by the way, you know you don't have to pay a super chat for me to define words, bro. But I appreciate you. And that's not to discourage anybody else from thinking that they have to pay to have words defined. Not at all. The comment section is wide open. Alrighty. So what's this right here? Interregnum. 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 An interval between reigns. The time when a thorn is vacant. Between the reign of a sovereign and the accession of a successor. Archaic. Authority exercised during a temporary vacancy of the throne or a suspension of the regular government. A break or pause in a continuous event. A break or pause in a continuous event. So I would think during the pandemic they pulled a interregnum, which was a temporary vacancy of the throne, or what it says here, or a suspension of regular government. Yeah, that's what they did during the pandemic, right? Alrighty. What's this? Interpretative rule. The requirement that an administrative agency explain the statutes under which it operates. Damn! An administrative rule explaining an agency's interpretation of a statute. Interpretative rule. Yeah, let's take image of that one. Yardy just paid for my rap album tonight. He paid for my rap album in advance. Because I swear to God, earlier I bought a pack of double apple tobacco for $12.99. He just paid for my rap album. Let's see here. Let me take a digital image of this one. Alrighty. Let's carry on here. Well, let's jump into interrogatory, a written question, USU, in a set of questions submitted to an opposing party in a lawsuit as part of a discovery. Interrogatory, a written question, right? Beautiful. Alrighty. We're going to jump into... Oh, we got a word from What's Normal. Alrighty. We're going to be taking definitions in the order of which they are received. So, as of right now, we're first going to be jumping into person. Pa, pa. Alrighty, let's go to the P section. Alrighty. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Here we go. P. Pa. Okay, person. How many people does it say we have in here? Sometimes my YouTube freezes up and it mumbles and jumbles. So if somebody could confirm with me, how many current viewers do you see on your screen? Alrighty, let's go to person. Let me take a scroll up. A scroll. Promulgate. Alrighty, person. And again, this is Black's Law 9th edition. Person. Let's put up that bad chicken, like DLZ says. Alrighty. Yeah, this is much faster on my iPad, but nevertheless, person. We are just ordinary people. Okay. Person. Golly. Person. Alright, let's scroll down from PA. Person. PE. From PA to PE. Alrighty. That's like the word person is like the most requested song. Everybody, and driver. People love looking that one up. Oh, did we go too far? Come on, baby. We are still in the PA. Alrighty, garnish. PA, righty. Here we are coming up on it. I see it coming up. Right after the following. Alrighty. Keep on scrolling. It's coming up. Keep on scrolling. It's coming up. Alrighty, person. Here we go. Peace officer. Peace. Peak. Peculiar. Pedestral. Pedigree. Alrighty, person. Penal code. Penalty. Oh, alright. Person. Alrighty, person. Pendant. Person. Golly, did we skip it? Person. Here we go. Nope, that's pension. False flag. Alrighty. Person. People. Here we go. Per. All right, we're in the person. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, if I was to hit the key search for the word person, there would be 10,000 entries. So this is probably the fastest way, just scrolling right to it like it was a hardcover. Damn. Whole lot of pages here. Wow. Whole lot of pages. Permit. Alrighty, we're getting there. We are getting there. P, probably right after P here should come. PERS. Purse. Here we go. We made it. If, or let's start off from the top. Person. Alrighty. Yep, here we go. Alrighty. At the bottom, here it is. Alrighty, are we in session? We are defining person as a human being, also termed a natural person. A human being, also termed a natural person. Louisiana law, absent person, a person who has no representative in the states and whose whereabouts are not known and cannot be ascertained by diligent effort. Okay, so adult, distilled person, associated person, disabled person, disappeared, displaced person, protected person, private person. There is, yeah, this one is pretty short and simple in the 9th edition. Person is a human being, also a natural person. Yardi, are you still there? Is this what you seen in when you looked up in your dictionary? Oh, we do got more comments came in. I'm sorry that it was delayed here. A bunch of people came in. I did not see these comments. Hey, Teresa, yeah, those I never followed back up with them, but I will. They never sent the roster. The last thing they told me was to file their own form. And I asked them, hey, can you provide me what statute you're referring to? They never followed up with that. So it's a good sign they're doing that. But give them a little bit of time, right? We are going to get that. As long as it takes, we will get that. Because we know the record exists and it's subject to disclosure. Protected person, number 1, a person from whom a conversator has appointed to or protective order has been made. Mental health, a person who is protected by rule of international law, one who is in the hands of occupying force during a conflict. Protected person, yada yada. Okay, let's read some more of these comments here. KST is saying 50-50 Madison. Yep, we're going to get on that for you, my friend. We're going to get on that. Alrighty. Christ is King. Yes, indeed. God bless you, audit them, and keep up the great work for us. We all have to work with each other. Thank you for being a part of the platform. Okay, so what we had was person of interest. Since we're in the person section, let's look that up. Person of interest is a person who is subject of a police investigation but who has not been identified by investigators as been suspected of committing a crime itself. Okay, all right. So we looked up person, and we're going to be also looking up the definition of Must, right, must. And then we're going to look up, let me take that one for what's normal. Take an image of that one. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and go to must. So we're going to go to the M section now. MU, that'll probably be at the bottom of the M's. Yeah, that's strange. It's a short one here, Yardy. In other dictionaries, I saw it was much more extensive, the definition of person. Um, okay, let me look this up real quick since we stumbled on it. Law of the Hague. That's where they have these war criminals supposed to go to. The first widely accepted body of international law of war as approved by conventions in The Hague of 1899 and 1907. The Law of The Hague set up procedures for mediation and arbitration of disputes to avoid war and attempted to regulate the type of use of weapons in warfare. Yeah, well, let's keep going to must right now. Alrighty, LM. So you know what? Let me do the long scroll. Wanda Mize is on site. Alrighty, we are in the M section, and now we need to go down all the way to MU. N as in Nancy, nope. M as in must, here we go. All right. ST, so go up, 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 up. MUST. There's a brand that they sell at Home Depot called Must Tea. Okay, must. Municipal. RS, alrighty. Here we go, must. Alrighty, beautiful, we are on it. Well, that's must bill. MUST. Hey KST, if you keep reminding me about visiting the Skokie, you're gonna get a badge. You're gonna become an investigator. You're gonna be crowned and held accountable. Uh-oh. Did we go too far? Nope, 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 nope. Oh shit, wait a minute. No, musty like stanky. Home Depot, they sell like shower stalls. Imagine that. They sell a shower stall and it's called musty. Okay, muster. Here we go. Must. Well, wait a minute. Probably at the top here. Mute? No. think we went too far. No, we went too far. Where the F? Where the F could this one? M-U-S-T. Must. Shall. Mute. Mutilation. Multitation. Mutilation, multitation. Damn, Teresa, you might be... There's no must, huh? Teresa's intelligent. Yeah, well, that's not a good enough excuse for me. It says must pass bill. Yeah, there's no must by itself. Because here's must, right? Yeah, here it jumps from muro to must. R comes after R is S. So, they might have the word shall, but let's jump into the A section for what's normal. He pointed out a word I never heard before, and I would love to know what it means. Apple, A-P-O. A-P-O. We must define must. Yep, we might have to pull that out of the out of the 8th edition or something else. Bovier. Alrighty, A-P-O-D-I, apodictic. Apodictic. Oh, wow. A-P-O. Well, you know what? That's one that I could probably key in. Let's try keying that one in. A-P-O-D-I-C-T-I-C. Apodictic. Yeah, give that one a couple seconds. Let's see what pops up here. Hey, Yardy, thanks so much for your knowledge and research. Thanks for the super chats as well, man. You know, while this is loading up, let's try to locate this one right here. Apodictic. A-P-O. Nope, too far up. M-N-O-P. A-P. Alrighty. Apodictic. Annapolis. Annapolis. Apodictic. N-O-P. M-N-O. Owl, owl, owl. N-O-P. P, pa, pa. One time there was a Zionist on doing like a talking political, a Zionist, and she was saying there's no such thing as Palestine because Arabs cannot pronounce the word P. And she was saying, P, P, pa, 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 P, Palestine. Here we go, here we go. So that was her logic. Her logic was that there's no Palestine because she claims Arabs cannot pronounce the letter P, even though the word Palestine in Arabic is with an F, Palestine. But that's neither here nor there. Here we are, APO, APODICTIC, APO, apodictic, APOD. APO. Oh yeah, that's a good soothing track, man. Apodictic. Damn. Oh, wait a minute. It's app, APP? No, 1A, APO. Apple, here we go. Apple, Apple. No, no. No results. You made me sound like that janitor. No, 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 no. No results on that one, dear. Damn. Nope. No good on that one. Apartheid. Apartheid. Racial segregation. Specifically a comprehensive governmental policy of racial discrimination and segregation as it was practiced in South Africa. Yeah, that's what's happening overseas now. Racial segregation. Yeah, if you guys want to look up this song right here, go on YouTube and look up the word 3-hour relaxing music, evening meditation. 3-hour relaxing music, evening meditation. This is Chinese massage music. Alrighty, well with that being said here, let's jump, let's throw the dart somewhere in the center. Let's take the scroller and jump somewhere in the center. Okay, so this is what Jesus had to endure. Plus quam tolerable. In Latin means more than can be endured. The phrase appeared in reference to damage to crops from unavoidable causes. Alrighty, let's take the dart and throw it here somewhere in the center. Oh, that's cute. Rocket docket. And yeah, and that word right there, apodictic. Let me look that up on regular Google and see if there's a listing for that one. APODECTIC. Apodictic means clearly established or beyond dispute. Oh, that's a good one. What's normal? I don't know why they don't have it in the Blacks Law. Yeah, let's throw the dart at random. Alrighty. Capias is Latin that you take. Any of various types of writs Writ means writing, that require an officer to take a named defendant into custody. A captias is often issued when a respondent fails to appear or when an obligator has failed to pay child support. Capias. Capital, capital, capital. Money or assets invested or available for investment in a business. Number 2, the total assets of business, especially those that help generate profits. Number 3, the total amount of value of a corporation stock, corporate equity. I'm at the Capitol building. Yeah, I'm at the Capitol building. That means money or assets invested. Alrighty, what do you say? We throw the shot in the dark? Alrighty. E-commerce. Internet commerce. Irrevocable letter of credit. A letter of credit that the issuing bank guarantees will not be withdrawn or canceled before the expiration date. A letter of credit that cannot be modified or revoked without the customer's consent. A letter of credit that cannot be modified or canceled without the consent of all parties. It's neither here nor there. Neither here, neither there. Okay. Well, yeah. A little longer than anticipated here with this stream, but it does have 1,944 pages, and it does take some time to scroll again. Culpable negligence. Negligent conduct that, while not intentional, involves a disregard of the consequences likely to result from one's action. Culpable negligence, while variously defined, has been held incapable of exact definition. It means something more than negligence. In connection with negligence, the word culpable is sometimes used in the sense of blamable, and has been regarded as expressing the thought of a breach of duty or the commission of a fault. But culpable negligence has been held to amount to more than blameworthy conduct. It does not involve the elements of intent. On the other hand, it has been said to be intentional conduct which the actor may not intend to be harmful, but which an ordinary and reasonable, prudent man would recognize as involving a strong probability of injury to others. Hey, Yardy, thank you so much for coming in here, man. Oh, Jack wants to hear some rap shit. Well, I told you, Yardy paid for my album tonight. He paid for my starter packet. I just went and purchased a packet of double apple tobacco for the hookah. You know what, Jack? I have not got on created a late night session in a while now because OBS has been having some issues. What I might do tonight, because you asked Jack, is I might reformat the software So I could go ahead and begin a stream. I am due for a stream, and like I said, you already went ahead and covered the fees for that one. So now I feel almost obligated. Criminal negligence. Gross negligence so extreme that it is punishable as a crime. For example, involuntary manslaughter, yada yada. Okay, nope, that one is. Neglect. Neglect. Characterized by a person's failure to exercise the degree of care that someone of ordinary prudence would have exercised in the same circumstance. The neglect driver went through the stop sign. Negligent construction caused the bridge to collapse. A careful consideration is needed of the differences between the meaning of expressions like inadvertently, and while his mind was blank on the road of hard and negligently on the other in ordinary English and also in lawyer's English, when harm has resulted from someone's negligence. If we say of that person that if he was acting negligent, we are not thereby merely describing the frame of the mind in which he acted. He's negligently broke a saucer. All right, well, we'll get to that at a later time. Hey, Invalid. Oh man, was that you, Invalid, that remixed one of the songs that I released? Yeah, man, I gotta go back and listen to that one. It was a good one. Alrighty. That's one of the worst things that happens when I want to go live late at night and do some music, and the software starts crashing. That happens once every 8 months. But this is the longest I took off. I haven't recorded in about a month and a half. Yeah, that's a good one. Positive law. A system of law promulgated and implemented within a particular political community by political superiors, as distinct from moral law or law existing in an ideal community or in some non-political community. Positive law typically consists of enacted law, the codes, statutes, and regulations that are applied and enforced in courts. The term derives from the medieval use of positum, Latin established, so that the phrase positive law literally means law established by human authority. Also termed just positive made law. A judge is tethered. That's the word I was looking for. A judge is tethered to the positive law, but should be shackled to it. Oh wow. Of enforcement morals. A judge is tethered to the positive law, but should not be shackled to it. Should not be shackled to it. All right, well. Possessio neutralis. Possession. Yes, I need alrighty. Oh, speaking about rap. Oh, look at the definition of rap in here. Criminal act. Legal responsibility for a criminal act. Yeah, that's his rap sheet. ratification, an adoption or enactment, especially when the act is in the last series of necessary steps, or consents. Ratio liges. Ratio liges, the reason or purpose for making a law. The senator agreed that the rapid spread of violent crime was compelling ratio liges for a gun control statute. Ravishment, forcible seizure and carrying off of another person. Abduction, rape in the sense of the term widely considered inappropriate for modern use. Jack wants us to look up peace officer. Alrighty. Yep, I think we're going to be signing out here fairly soon. Let's look that up and peace officer. I think this dictionary skips a couple pages. Okay, P-A-P-E. P-A to P-E. Here we go. So we're looking up peace officer. P-E-A. P-E-A. Let me see if I could scroll like this. P-E-A. P-E-A-C-E. Alrighty. Peace. Shackles are ankle cuffs. Right, yeah. Okay, featherball. Peace officer. Here we go. Peace officer for the young man Jack, the unknown alias. Peace officer, a civil officer such as a sheriff or police officer appointed to maintain public tranquility and order, especially a person designated by public authority to keep the peace and arrest persons guilty or suspected of crime. Oh, that's cute. They arrest people suspected of crime. The term may also include a judge who hears criminal cases or another public official, such as a mayor, who may be statutorily designated as a peace officer for limited purposes. Yeah, sure, the mayor has a squad car with blue and white lights on it. Also termed officer of the peace. Conservator of the peace, municipal corporations. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So the phrase Palestine in Black's Law appears to reference the intersectional struggles of Black Americans and Palestinians as shared experiences of oppression and racism. In the context of the U.S. and Israel, the idea highlights the probables between Jim Crow in the United States and the apartheid-like conditions faced by Palestinians. Yeah. Alrighty, well, anyways, guys, I'm thankful and I'm grateful for everybody for being here now, in the future, and in the past. We went over a summary here. We went over the affidavit portion in the Illinois compiled statutes, and we had a little stream session of a few definitions. We learned a few items tonight. Please rewind the video and rewatch it if you have not seen it yet. I have so many new videos that I have unreleased yet. I'm going to be displaying some articles on the community section to get everybody ready for what's coming soon. Again, thank you guys all for tuning in. I may be on later having a little musical session. So if we want to play Soliloquy, Jack will be ready. The one who encourages you to audit them.